Hello everybody, this is Lane, and it has been like months since I did a LaneVlogs video, and I kind of did that on purpose because I didn't want people to think I am like milking the series, like, cause it's a lot easier to make. So let's just take a look at some like the highlights for this vlog, and I'll answer your questions later. So I've decided to make a new shelf for some more merchandise. As you can see on top, I'm thinking about displaying Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings over here with the Bowser diorama. Now, I did not know where to put those three. And over here, I'll talk about those later. You can see there's some, not just Tomy Sonic stuff, but like, there's also the Tomy Sonic Boom and the Sonic Nendroid. And then I made a new shelf with some more World Nintendo figures. I moved Bowser, Donkey Kong, and Diddy Kong over here. I also added the Splatoon Inkling Boy, as well as the Funko Mega Man and Wily. And I also moved a Banjo from the N64 shelf to the shelf over here. And I also moved Mr. Peterson and Bendy onto this shelf as well. And you'll definitely notice them right away. I did got to the new wave of World Nintendo figures like January. I got Piranha Plant, Fire Luigi, and Dry Bones at Target. And I got this Hammer Bro. Oops, my thumb. This Hammer Bro came from GameStop, and this Hammer Bro came from Myers. So yeah, so Wave 14, that's like the official start of the, let's say, World of Mario era, I should say. Like, I hate the term World of Mario. So in case if you don't know, World of Mario is a negative term used by World Nintendo fans, you know, showing how they don't like the World Nintendo line Mario Focused. And I understand why they don't like it solely Mario Focused. In fact, I definitely think there's like too much Marios in a specific wave, especially for the upcoming Wave 15. But I don't really like that term, to be honest. It just kind of feels just blah. So there's nothing really else to say. That's kind of basically the update. There's nothing really else. Oh yeah, I did not know where to put the Simpsons figures I reviewed. So, until I get any of the interactive playsets from the same line, I'm putting Grandpa, Homer, and Burns in the Nintendo shelf for now. And over here, I also displayed a Happy Meal box and a box of Lucky Charms over here, because I do like Lucky Charms. And some old Star Wars toys of Luke and Darth Vader. You know, like, I do also want... I kind of want to collect the Star Wars figures as well. Like, I definitely want to make some Star Wars figures videos in the future. But mostly the ones that are, like, in the 3 3/4 inch figures, like those two are. And with minimal articulation, because I kind of like that style a lot more. And over here on top, I definitely changed the shelf a little. No, I put the Mickey Mouse Nendroid over where the Nintendo 64 shelf is, because, you know, I kind of like the figure a lot, so I decided to display it. And also, here's the definitive Sonic shelf. It's definitely, I don't plan on making it look like this forever, just because the Tomy Sonic line ended. And, you know, like, I might display some Jazzwares figures, because I heard that the Jazzwares figures are becoming less expensive on eBay now. So I don't have anything else to say, so I'm just gonna read all of your questions. So let's start on the bottom. Matt the Hedgehog X3 says, nice house, and now I'm jealous. Len the stop motion guy asks, why is the Falco figure so rare and expensive? Like, I've seen them go up for $100. Yeah, I wasn't so sure at the time. Like, I checked on eBay twice, and I saw a couple go for like $200 and $300. There's the Falco figure and this dark shelf. And I think it's probably just because he's just an extremely popular character from the Super Smash Bros. Series. That probably justifies him being expensive. So, like, he's definitely way more popular than Fox. And, like, the main reason why Slippy and Peppy even existed was just so that way they could complete Team Star Fox. However, both of them sold very poorly just because I feel like Star Fox kind of feels like a franchise that would get merchandise because, they're animals, they're very marketable. But for some reason, they're just not that marketable for some reason. There's not a lot of Star Fox merchandise. So yeah, next question. From Nerd Studios. My question, where did you get your Tomy hat? Also, I like your Chuck painting. Well, thank you for the Chucky painting. I did that in a studio art class. Now, what was the question again? Oh, yeah. Where did I get the Tomy hat? That's on this Pikachu, large Pikachu pillow plush. So basically, I went to this mall, and there was, like, this small booth where, they sell, like, embroidered hats. And I asked them if they could do a gray hat and embroidered it with the Tomy logo on it. And so they did, and it looks pretty cool. And I hope I use it more in videos. So, and yeah, this person says that the Pikachu was a pillow. Grant and Kim Coyle, I probably butchered it, says, I want Paper Mario and Smash Brothers. Well, good for you. Crafty J asks, nice World Nintendo Collection. Questions for next time. What are your thoughts on the Spyro Reignited trilogy? I'm kind of glad that a franchise is like, making a comeback. Because I feel like a lot of franchises that are coming back have failed because their previous games at the time were not huge successes, and they were all obviously overshadowed by, Nintendo's Mario and Donkey Kong. So, second question, who's your favorite Smash Echo Fighter? I am not so sure personally, because I kind of rarely play Echo Fighters. Sometimes I mostly play some of the characters I like playing as. Mario's definitely still my favorite Smash character, like for almost every game except for Brawl, because he's kind of useless, but everything else, he's still my favorite to play as, with the other honorables being Rob, Pac-Man, and Olimar, and some other characters. So not so sure what my favorite Echo Fighter would be. And the last question is, let the camera focus. How and why did you get into Smash Brothers and Nintendo as a whole? Smash Brothers, I'm not so sure where, because like the first Smash Bros. Game we got was Super Smash Brothers, of course, for the Nintendo 64. And me and my brother were not so sure where we got it from, and I don't really remember where we even got it from, so we just had it. And then after that, we got Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii, and then Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube. And of course, I've been keeping up to date with every Super Smash Bros. Game. My favorite Smash game is definitely Smash Ultimate, and my number 2 is Smash Wii U, and my number 3 is Melee. And Nintendo as a whole. How did I get into Nintendo? Just pure coincidence, because like the first ever video game console I ever owned was the V-Smile. And I also got a Leapster, and my brother, I also use it too. So me and my brother also have a Leapfrog Digi, and that's like the recent, the recent time I ever got a non-Nintendo console was the Leapster Digi, and that was like in like the late 2000s. Unless if I want to get a PS5 or something. So yeah, let's see. The first Nintendo console I ever would call my own would be the original Nintendo 3DS model, and even though I don't have it anymore, I have the new Nintendo 3DS. I got it on day one when it was originally priced at like, I'm not so sure what the original price was, but this was like before they cut down the price because it wasn't selling that well. So yeah, and though my first Nintendo console that you can hear the wind. The first ever Nintendo console I own that was originally my brother's was the Game Boy Advance SP, and I still have the Game Boy Advance SP to this day. It originally had Dora stickers, but they were removed like several years ago. And my favorite game on here is definitely Super Mario Advance 2, if you can tell already. So yeah, so that answers your question, Crafty J. So, last up, Mike the Peanut. Number 1, are you going to post more on your second channel? I think he was probably talking about the Super Mario and Friends channel, which, yeah, I haven't really made any videos on that channel for months. But just because I haven't uploaded in months doesn't mean that the channel is fully inactive. Because I do use the Super Mario and Friends channel on my phone whenever I'm not making any videos or am I like outside my house. So there will be some content. Like I definitely want to make a sequel to the Smash Ultimate audition for DLC characters. But I'm not so sure when I want to do it, so yeah, so there'll be some more things on my second channel. Number 2, who's better, Showbiz or Chuck E. Cheese's? I'm a Chuck E. Cheese's guy. Like, no offense to people that like Showbiz Pizza Place. I mean, like, I can definitely, like, I do like the Rockfire Explosion. It's just that the creator kind of comes off as being a jerk sometimes. Also, number 3. Name one or more characters that you think should be DLC in Smash Ultimate and why. So we know one character that's DLC, and that's the Joker from Persona 5. I'm not so sure who. Like, the only thing close to that would be Banjo from Banjo-Kazooie, or both Banjo and Kazooie from Banjo-Kazooie. And he can be a pro, he can be a con, but, he might likely happen. I'm trying to realistically think who should be in Smash Brothers, like, if they deserve it or not. I'm kind of also wanting, like, Mr. Peterson, the neighbor from Hello Neighbor, to be in Smash, because I think, like, his moves from the game are kind of interesting. However, the only problem is that the game got poor reviews, and it's an indie title from Russia. And most of the time when a character is in Smash Brothers, they're usually, they originate in, like, Japanese, except for Diddy Kong and K. Rool, who were originally, came from the UK, but most of them came from, Japan. So it has to be a character, not an indie character. Like, I know a lot of people wanted Shovel Knight to be in Smash. And I can't understand why, but obviously he didn't really make the cut because he was an indie game. He was an indie character. But he was in the game as an assist trophy. And maybe a spirit, I'm not so sure. So the only character I could think of is Banjo. So that means, like, there's 3 spots left, and I'm not so sure who would take over those 3 spots. So yeah, that's kind of basically it. I'm almost going to be out of film soon, so thank you for watching.